This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Christine Wedge from Alpena County Library. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm doing great, and you have a wonderful program going on today at the library.
Right. This afternoon, Marge Brandenburg is going to talk about early Alpena. Marge wrote this book, To and From Alpena, and she really wrote it about her 4 grandparents and their families. So she is descended from the Oliver family, the Campbell family, the Edwards family, and the Livingston family, and she came a lot to the Alpena History Room at the library and did a lot of research about how their businesses, their families, all the things that happened to them. And then she put it all together in this book and said she agreed to give a talk about it because she said that her family was here in 1839, and she said in some ways her family really helped shape parts of the town. But she said what's really remarkable is the ways in which the town and the times shaped the members of her family. And so really some neat stories.
And Marge is a wonderful woman, so I'm sure the presentation will be terrific.
I think it will, and she's going to be bringing a lot of artifacts and memorabilia from her family and from early Alpena that'll be really fun to see.
And what time today again?
2 o'clock. Free, open to the public. If you're interested in the history of our town, it's a great presentation to come to.
Okay. The next, Kirtland Warbler.
Right. On Thursday, May 16th, we'll have a man, William Rappai, who wrote a book called The Kirtland's Warbler, the story of a bird's struggle against extinction and the people who saved it.
Ooh.
So the Kirtland's Warbler was on the watch list for extinction. It's easy to find. Its habitat is largely in jack pine forests, which tend to be in northeastern Michigan. And, you know, the numbers were dwindling and dwindling. And a series of efforts from conservationists and sort of ordinary folks and just kind of got behind that effort, and now the species is coming back from the brink. And that book was listed as a Michigan Notable Book by the Library of Michigan, and the Library of Michigan helps underwrite the costs of an author tour. So Mr. Rappai will come and talk about that bird and his research about it. And it's an interesting story about what's happened with that.
And I remember it used to be big news forever, and it's always taking place in our own backyard.
It really is. I mean, you know, the planet's changing in a lot of ways, and this is one of the good ways.
Yay!
Pulled back from the brink.
Kindermusik.
Kindermusik is Jane Lusardi's program, and she will be at the library on the 18th, Saturday the 18th. It's from 11 to 12. It's a great way that more and more studies have shown that really giving your kids a chance to play with music and explore rhythms lays somehow a neat foundation for mathematics later in life.
Yes.
And so Jane has a lot of terrific instruments and musical games to play with kids, and that program is Saturday the 18th from 11 to noon. She invites kids from age 0, really, to about 4, but they do need to be with a parent or guardian, and to help us make sure that we have the right number of kids, registration is required, so you can call the library to register for that, but it's completely free.
Okay, next we want to talk about the library survey.
Well, the library is interested in the thoughts of the folks in our community about where are the areas where you think, boy, do you use the library a lot? Are there things that you see other libraries doing that you think, boy, I wish that the library did something like this?
I can't imagine that would be true, but...
Well, but we'd like to hear it, because, you know, with especially in this age of such instant communication via the internet, I think people are able to hear about really neat ideas in a lot of different ways, and we want to make sure that we're representing the interests of our community and that we're serving their needs. So there's a survey right now going on at the library. You can access it by going to our website, www.alpenalibrary.org, or you can pick up a copy in-house. Probably takes 5 minutes, maybe 10, just a few questions about how you use the library and what services you are aware of and what ones you'd like to see.
I went there for a meeting recently in the evening, and people were sitting all around in the magazine section. There were people reading books to children on the other side, go up the stairs. The computers were all busy. People were sitting at all the tables. It was so full of people, and it just was a peaceful, quiet atmosphere.
It's a nice mix between vibrant, you know, it gets plenty of use, but it's also tranquil.
Yes, it is. Okay, Garden Club Talk.
Now, that event actually is happening in June on the 1st, and it's the Alpena Garden Club is bringing Janet Mankunovich, who is a really well-known, very popular, much respected master gardener. And she has all kinds of tips about how to get things up and growing and greening around Alpena. And boy, after this cold and dreary spring, are we ready to hear what she has to say?
Yes.
That program's free. It's at 1 o'clock. Janet is, like I said, very much respected, and she's written books. She's appeared on television programs. She's well known in the gardening community, and she's going to come up and share her thoughts about what we ought to be doing in Northeast Michigan to help get our gardens really going.
And we have a large gardening community, so I hope everyone attends and gets a chance to meet her face to face. What a great opportunity.
It really will be terrific, and we really thank the Garden Club for bringing her up.
Yes. And then June 4th, the Orphan Train in Michigan.
That's an interesting program. There was a time in the history of our country where there were children who were orphaned for one reason or another, and as the country was developing westward, they sometimes would put a bunch of kids on a train and take them around and let people adopt them to be helpers on their farms, their homesteads. And so there's a couple guys who've really done a lot of research into that and into what that meant in Michigan and places that it stopped, and they're trying to get a registry of all the kids who were ever, you know, like if maybe a grandparent or a great-grandparent says, yeah, I came on a train and that's how I got my family. They're trying to develop a whole registry of that. So I just think that that'll be a really neat, interesting program. That's on Tuesday, June 4th at 6:30 p.m. And it'll be a question and answer, and they have some audio-visual stuff to share with us. I think that'll just be a neat thing. I sort of can't imagine.
I think the program will be neat. I don't think it would have been neat to be on the orphan train. Oh my goodness, can you imagine?
What a life so different from, you know, what I can really think about. So I think that'll be a neat program to hear more about. And I do wonder, I don't know personally of anybody in our area that has said that that's how they came to Michigan, but I wonder if someone knows of someone.
Okay, and library hours this time of year?
Monday through Thursday, 9:30 in the morning till 9 at night. Friday and Saturday, 9:30 in the morning till 5 at night. And Sundays, 1 to 5.
And today at 2 o'clock, real important, to and from Alpena, Marg Brandenburg giving a talk about the book she wrote. Don't miss it. It's a good chance to hear some wonderful history from 4 families in our community.
That's right.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'll be right back with some information on Bessemer Museum for Northeast Michigan following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Amanda Dozier, from Bessemer Museum for Northeast Michigan. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
I know that school's getting ready to get over, so I'm sure you folks are getting very busy there with school groups and all that other fun stuff.
Yes, this is some of our April and May, especially May, is our busiest month. With all of the schools, we're getting them from Gaylord, they're coming from up north, West Branch. Of course, the entire junior high came to the museum. It's amazing. We love this time of year.
Oh, yes.
Not only because we get to share the museum with all of these wonderful kids, but they get to see our enthusiasm too,
Yes.
and it's one of our favorite things to do. I don't think you can work at an educational institution and not be passionate about sharing it with these kids. We've got a couple, speaking of educational institutions, we are now open Thursday nights till 8 o'clock.
Wow.
And with that, we are doing science programs every Thursday for the kids. So even when school's going to be done in June, they can still come in on a Thursday night and get some type of science activity.
Ooh, very good.
Yeah, the one that just passed is all about sound, and then we're going to be touching on physics and biology and you name it. So
wonderful.
Yeah, so much fun. And of course, we have Paleo Joe,
Yes.
our bare bones. We're calling it our bare bones dinosaur fossil exhibit. There's dinosaur bones in the museum. How awesome is that?
That
I
is.
know we have our Devonian fossils here, but to see how bone, I mean, some of these bones are as tall as the kids that come in to see them. So it's very larger than life. It's so cool. It's so neat.
As long as it doesn't become night at the museum.
Exactly. Thankfully, it's all in pieces, so they would really have to assemble. Yeah, we don't
Okay.
want a Sue running around, that's for sure. But it's great. As soon as you walk in the door, we have these skull casts, and my favorite is when the kids run up and plaster their hands, oh, meat eaters, and you're like, yay. So it's awesome. That's going to be up all the way until July, so you got lots of time to come in and see it.
Yes.
He's also doing dinosaur bone cleaning demonstrations. the third Saturday of June and the third Saturday of July.
A hobby that you probably wouldn't be able to pick up, but
Well, you know, he will teach you some tool or some techniques on just the fossils you find around here.
Sure.
Like if you have the brachiopods or, you know, even the trilobites that you can find in this area, it's just going to be kind of how to take the dental picks and how carefully they have to prep. And what people don't understand is how carefully they have to
yes.
prep the stuff for museum exhibits. So that's going to be really cool. And like I said, he'll be there again on the third Saturday in June and the third Saturday in July, all day, 10 to 4. Our hours are his hours on those days, so it'll be really cool. Now, I really have to touch on one of our highlight exhibits this summer is Irv Lewandowski. Very well known in Alpena, I think if we all know. He calls his exhibit American Realism, where you can't, some of the pieces you cannot tell if it's photography or his colored pencil art. Unbelievable, absolutely stunning. His opening reception is May 11th from 5 to 7. And it's going to be, you know, little hors d'oeuvres, wine, and he's actually going to be giving away one of 2 of his pieces. Ooh. So just for coming in the door, you can sign up your name and get entered in to win one of his take-home, really, one of 2 pieces. Beautiful, again, beautiful, beautiful stuff. But on top of that, he's also going to be teaching workshops.
Ooh.
Right, on June 1st and June 8th. June 1st will be just for beginner drawers. Am I saying this correctly? Yes. Beginning artists. And then the second, or the June 8th will be for advanced. So you can take the first class and then the next week take the second class. Or if you have taken drawing before, you're more than welcome to come into the second class. The prices are $60 for the first class and $75 for the second class. Any details, any more than that, just give me a call and I'll give you an artist list or what he suggests, you know, that type of stuff for supplies. A lot of it, which is really cool, a lot of people already have standard pencils, your erasers, a drawing pad. You know, it's pretty easy, so there won't be a lot of extra cost in that. It's just the class and his time, and it's so well worth it. We did it last year, and we had amazing things come out. A lot of people were happy. I'm trying to think what else we have going. Well, just our extended hours, everything. We're getting a new facelift. We're redoing a little bit of the Avenue of Shops, which is fantastic.
Is the Fossil Park open now?
Absolutely. Snow is gone. Fossil Park is open. Please come on in. We encourage the wash stations out. The toothbrushes are out, ready to go. We just had Kelly Poley's 4th grade class come in and check out all the signage they did last year, so it was really cool. Just amazing stuff. The gift shop's gotten another facelift.
Oh, yay.
Because it's like what we do. And we are doing something different this year. We looked at our outbuildings. Oh, we're getting a sidewalk put in, all handicapped accessible to all the outbuildings. It's going to be fantastic. One of our outbuildings we have is the Maltz Exchange Bank. Everyone knows that is the oldest wooden structure in Alpena that's left standing. We have the awesome privilege of preserving that. To preserve it, we need to do a little bit of fundraising. So we thought of something super, I think it's going to be awesome, and a lot of what Christine was talking about, getting to know Alpena history. We're doing a Who's Who scavenger hunt. Where we're going to invite, like Clue, if you've ever played Clue before, where it's kind of like whodunit type of thing. You're going to come in, you're going to get a blank piece of paper and then clues that'll lead you to different parts of the museum. Inside the envelopes, you'll find another clue that might lead you to who your person is. And in that, you're going to kind of tie in Alpena history, who made Alpena, you know, what their significance was, and how, like what she was talking about, how it shapes their certain things. So it's going to be a really fun scavenger hunt. You can do it with a team of 4, 6, however many of your friends you want to get together. It's only $10 a ticket. That's going to include refreshments, munchies.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a great time. There will be perhaps some of these who figures walking around as well, so that'll be kind of neat. I have a lot of support on this one. It's going to be super fun. I can't wait. This is one of the first times we've done something this interactive, and I'm very excited about it.
And you know, I like to always encourage people, if you've not been to the museum, you need to go there. You need to walk through and see the Avenue of Shops and see the displays upstairs and downstairs and see how everything's put together. And we have such a jewel in our backyard.
We really, and it's constantly changing. I know there was a stigma for a long time about being stale. You know, the exhibits didn't change.
Not true.
What? Yeah, we change them all the time. Even our permanent ones like the Avenue Shops, we change out the window displays. We freshen things up. We give you a new story. You know, every 3 months we get different exhibits. So it's always, always changing. The downstairs in the Agriculture and Lumbering Gallery is getting a brand new facelift that'll be done soon. It's never ending fun.
And the planetarium?
Always Saturday, always. It's the only thing that doesn't change. Saturdays at 2.
Okay.
He does change his shows. Right now it's called Cosmic Colors. Awesome performance. Basically kind of talks about the universe and the colors and why they have the colors they have and how that affects all the other colors around them. And of course the star show of what you can see currently in the sky. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Thursdays extended till 8. Yay, we're very excited about this because it's going to give the community a chance that work 9 to 5 jobs to come in with their kids afterwards and hang out. So great summer activities in the Fossil Park.
And if someone's interested, they can become a volunteer too. We need lots of volunteer for fundraisers, docents.
Now that you mentioned that, we do have a volunteer, we call it a lunch and learn on Thursday, May 11th, starting at 11:30. We invite you to come on in. We'll give you a tour of our exhibit, so you're going to get to yourself a personal guided tour. And then a whole list of volunteer opportunities that we have, because we want our volunteers to do something they want to do.
Sure.
And we have lots of stuff to do. So we're encouraging them to come in. You'll have lunch. We'll talk about all the opportunities, and there'll be a special presentation by Randy, the exhibits director, on what goes into setting up an exhibit, how we come to procure them, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it'll be really cool.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'll look forward to talking to you in a couple of months. And you'll have a whole summer schedule up for me by that time.
Absolutely, and we'll have juried art to talk about that time, and even getting into seasonal lights, which is all going to be community-based this year.
And phone number?
356-2202, area code 989.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Jointon following these messages.
Good morning. I am Jay Walterwright, Director of Public Information and Marketing for Alpena Community College, and this is the ACC portion of Talk of the Town. With me this morning is ACC Marine Tech Instructor David Cummins. David, hi, how are you?
Good morning, Jay. Real good.
Good. I hear you have some great news.
Yes, I ended up having a little one just a week ago.
Congratulations.
So we're now have a family of 2 and adapting to 2 kids now.
And life is much more busy.
Oh yeah, we're amazed by how much that changes life.
Well, congratulations. We hope
Thank you.
Your wife and baby are doing just fine.
Yes, they are.
And we hope you're doing just fine too.
Blessing my wife, she's allowing me to get the sleep I need to make sure I get the work I need get done.
Yeah, she's a good woman.
Yes.
So we're here this morning to talk about the Marine Technology Program, one of the new programs at ACC, of which you're the instructor. So tell us a little bit about what's happened in this past year.
Well, the Marine Tech program, again, that's the program that's made possible by a Department of Labor grant obtained by Don McMaster. And the program is designed specifically to train students to be ROV technicians. And wow, amazing how far we've come in 1 year. We now have our first group of students done with their first year. They're working on trying to find some intern opportunities this summer and also working with a sanctuary. Another interesting one that we've achieved this year is a lot more of industrial contacts. We got a lot of businesses helping us out with the program, excited about our program, looking at ways they can help improve our program, give us donations.
Great.
So we're very excited about that, and we're hearing that field is really growing. One of the largest single employers is Oceaneering, and last I talked to them in February, they said they were looking for about 600 ROV technicians this year alone.
Wow.
So the demand's out there, and we're excited about trying to gear that up.
Great. So what were the classes that were offered this year?
So this year, a lot of the classes were just our traditional classes at ACC. We had our first summer classes last year that got most of the students started. And then we had an introduction into underwater robotics. And then some other classes they took were math and English, electronics, programmable controllers, some fundamental classes that we offer ACC with other programs to give them a good foundation. And their real excitement is going to begin this coming fall as they get into more of the hands-on and start applying some of the basic skills they've learned.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, but I also remember that there's a new student group. Why don't you talk about that?
Yes, we have developed, the students have formed a Marine Technology Society, which is a professional organization, and they have created the ACC section of that. So this is a way for them to network with other professionals worldwide in their field to give them opportunity to find out what's going in this field, and also that parent section helps them with money, helps them to come up with networking opportunities, get guest speakers in.
So that helps them get jobs and helps them find internships and get more immersed
Correct.
in the field. That's great. So you talked about the second year of the program, which is coming up. This is a 2-year program for the viewers who don't quite understand that. And we're starting the second summer semester. So why don't you talk about the summer semester?
So this will be our second summer of offering some very unique classes, unique not only in just our region, but in our state and nation. And with this program, we're able to offer these, and they're not just specifically classes for the program. They're ones that our viewers can go out and take just for general interest. We started out with basically a month of June of all diving classes. We start out with 2 diving classes, a PADI open water and a PADI advanced open water.
Now, what is PADI? Why don't you tell everyone?
PADI stands for Professional Association of Dive Instructors. This is the same sort of certifications you can get at our local dive shops. For some reason, if you'd rather take them through the college, your financial aid can help cover that. And we work with the dive shops and help with these classes. And this allows our students to also get the certifications and then afterwards be able to go on charters and stuff with our dive shops and learn more about our shipwrecks.
Okay.
So our first class is a PEH 104, which is our open water, and that's 1 week long. That is from June 3rd through June 7th. And that's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So it's a pretty long class. In this class, you pretty much get used to being underwater, the safety, the hazards of diving, and then what it's like to breathe underwater. And it ends with an open water dive, diving in. Last year we did Rockport, just get a feel used to diving in the water, and that will certify them up to 60 feet water depth. The following week we do an advanced open water dive class. This goes to the next level and gets you more to the finer points of diving, like how do you hover, how do you navigate underwater, how do you dive off of a boat, how do you dive shipwrecks. And this is a 3-day class, Monday through Wednesday, again, 9 to 5, so it's all day long. And again, it's the PADI certifications, PADI Advanced Open Water, which certifies you down to 100, 120 feet, which is the maximum for recreation diving. And again, this is the same certification you can get at our local dive shops also. So if you miss these classes or they fill up, don't feel you're out of luck this summer, check our local dive shops. They can also help you get certified.
Great.
After that, so starting that Thursday, June 13th, and running all the way through June 27th, Monday through Friday, again, 9 to 5, we have a very unique class. This is scientific and research diving. So we get outside of recreation diving, and we get more into scientific work. And we're following the American Academy of Underwater Science standards for diving. In this class, we're going to take you into how do you use tools underwater? How do you do work underwater? And we find there's some unique challenges. Like if you were to take something down underwater, and if you were to pull on something, kind of a unique thing happens. You just move towards the object. It's like being in space, you're weightless. So there's some unique things that have to happen. Another big part of that class is safety, is support, and with that you also become a first responder certified, a rescue diver certified, is all part of that AAUS standard.
So there's a lot going on.
A lot.
You know, I think I know that you have a lot more to talk about, but we're probably going to have to save that for another show. So maybe we can have you come back for that. Can you briefly tell our viewers how they would be able to sign up for these courses, just real quick?
Best way to sign up for these courses is visit ACC's website or call the register office. If you want to take the dive classes, there is a medical form. You need to look at medical form. And probably talk with me. I just want to make sure that this is something you're interested in, understand unique risks, and then you can register right with the registrar's office.
Okay, your phone number?
My phone number is 989-358-7224.
All right, David Cummins, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Jay.
And thank you for joining me. Once again, I am Jay Walterwright, Director of Public Information and Marketing for Alpena Community College. and this is Talk of the Town.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.